Okay, you've had some time to copy down these area formula. These are the area of shapes that you're supposed to be aware of in this particular subject, which is Year 11 General Maths. I'm not going to remove that, but that should go onto your cheat sheet. The more you can remember, the more space that's going to be on your cheat sheet. But if you freak out during tests, have all, okay? Now, what this is leading to is I'm going to do one giant example which is similar to what you're going to do with your chess piece in the assignment. Because what you've done is I actually got you to start your assignment already. You designed it, I checked that it's going to be legit to get marked, okay? But I haven't actually taught you how to do the maths to do the calculations that you need. That's what we're doing today, the first step. So the first thing that I'm going to get you to do on your assignment is the surface area. The area formula like this, that is in 2D. That is for two-dimensional shapes, but they are applicable to 3D objects if you're finding the surface area of that 3D object. The surface area of a 3D object is the total area of all the external faces of the object. It's what's on the outside. There is no special formula to find the surface area if it's got flat faces. So, something like a cube. I've got this box here. I'll get this out. I should have got this out before. Does this have flat faces, this triangular prism? What are the sides? What are the front and the back? So, there is no special formula for that. Can you find the area of a rectangle? How many are there? 3. What are the ends? Do you have a formula for that? So, how do you find the surface area of anything with flat faces? Decide the shapes that make up the outside. Use the area formula to find the area of all the shapes. Surface area of the total, so add them all together. Okay? This as well. What's special about them? What's special about a cube? They're all square. How many of these squares are there in a cube? 6. This is flat faces too, but what's different about this to a cube? One size longer, so you're going to have 4 rectangles and 2 squares in the end. This is possibly one of the hardest maths that you'll need to do. So it might be annoying for you if you've got pyramids in your assignment, but at least if you do them, you've got the possibility of the highest marks possible. If all your shapes are too easy, I might as well cross off the A level on your rubric because it's not hard enough. If you've got pyramids, I will help you with doing it, but pyramid, what are the shapes on the sides? Good, and what's on the bottom? Good. Why is this difficult? Because to find the area of a triangle, you need to know how tall it is. You need to know the height. But is the height of the triangle the same as the height of the actual pyramid? Because the height of the triangle is slanted. So do you remember that exercise that we did where you used Pythagoras a couple of times? That's what you have to do for this. That's where it leads to. Now, we have this situation. Does this have flat sides? It's got one of them, it's got a circle on the bottom. But if it's got curved sides, this rule no longer applies. If people are still getting that area formula down, just leave space because I need to turn that around. I need to give you the next rule because I've just given you a problem. You have a shape that has a curved surface. That rule doesn't work anymore. So, if an object has curved faces, you need to use one of these formulae below. These are the only 3 that you need to be aware of in Year 11 General Maths. I'm just going to check that board is on the camera. Yep. Can you get those down, please, under your cheat sheet? These are ones where I suggest you get them. Don't try to remember them because they're quite complicated. So just repeat. If your 3D object has flat faces, nothing special. Work out what the shapes are, add them all together. If your object has anything curved on it, you need a formula. And these are those formulas. with the cylinder one here, I just wanted to show you that there's two parts to the formula. This 2 pi RH, that's the rectangle that wraps around the cylinder. If I unfold the cylinder, what is it going to form? A rectangle. And what's the top and the bottom of the cylinder? Circle. So that's what the 2 pi r squared are. Because just on that previous board, what was the area of the circle? Pi r squared. How many circles are there? 2. A sphere, I don't have a quick basic explanation for why it's 4 pi r squared, but you just have to trust. Isn't that what the kids say these days? Truss or truz or something? And then the last one, the cone. The pi rs is the little cone shape with a cut out of it. And then you have a circle on the bottom. In the past, people have told me that the cone shape is actually a circle. But it's not. Because if I cut a circle out of this, or close to one, let's do it live for the camera. Is there any way that I can fold this to make it 3D and resemble a cone? Yes. So that pi rs bit is actually the formula for the area of that. Is it now 3-dimensional as a form of cone shape? So that pi rs is that part, and then there's a little circle hanging off of the bottom. Okay. Give you a few minutes to get that, please. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to block, I'm gonna have to mute. So no, damn it. Sorry, I'll mute that out before that. I accidentally said your name, so I'm gonna upload it if your name. I'll mute that section. I'm going to shift that board 3 over to the left. You know when this one, can you sort of see the, oh damn it, I see your name as well. Can you tell me when this board forms the edge of the video? Like you can only see this board, I'm going to push them back at the same time. Yep. Yep. Okay. What I mean by you could possibly skip your timeline work and just do your assignment is, now that I've shown you how to do surface area, did you all design something like this? This is overly easy. You're not going to get a high mark for this, but we have a limited time to do an example. Let's pretend today that you're going to find the surface area of this chess piece. So all of this stuff that I'm writing in sentences, you don't need to write that, but I'm helping you with your thinking, okay? So, these are texts. That top bit, what shape is it? Pyramid. It's a pyramid. So what kind of faces does it have? Curved or flat? So it's got flat faces. So we need to decide what the shapes are, and we need to find the total. What are the shapes that form the sides of the pyramid? Good. So there's 4 triangles. And what shape is it on the bottom? a square. We're assuming it's a square-based pyramid because it says 25 by 25, 1 square. Here I'm helping you out. If you have a pyramid, this is the hardest part. I need to find, not doing it in black, I need to find this length. Because what's the area of a triangle? Half base times by height. I know the base of this triangle, but I don't know the height of that. That's the height of the triangle. It's wonky. This 20 is not the height of the triangle because it's not in line. This 20 is vertical. This is wonky. So I need to use Pythagoras to find this dotted line. I need to think in 3D. That's why you did the practice on the Pythagoras in 3D. I'm going to drop a line from the top of that pyramid down into the middle, the center of it, and then it goes at right angles to the middle of the base there. Do you agree that that's going to be a right angle triangle? It's just sitting in the middle. How tall is that right angle triangle? Good, because it's vertical. Be careful. I need to know what the base is. I have enough information to work out what the base is because it goes down into the middle. It's in the middle of something that's 25 centimeters long. So how long is that? Good. Do I have enough info about this right angle triangle to find the hypotenuse of it? So I'm going to do the working out in black. I'll call this x. So x squared according to Pythagoras is 20 squared plus 12.5 squared. X squared is equal to 400 plus 12.5, 156.25. X squared is equal to 556.25. What's the opposite of squaring something? Square root. Square root, so x is going to be the square root of that. Five, 6.25 equals, and then square root 23.58 centimeters rounded to 2 decimal points. So I know that this 23.58 centimeters. Okay? So I might have stressed you out before about saying pyramid is going to make your chess piece difficult. It's a couple of steps, but you should be able to chuck your measurements in there to find that. Okay? So now, area of triangle. Triangle area on the pyramid is going to be, what did we say the formula for a triangle was? Half. Half. Base, how long was the base of the triangle on the side? 25 times by, how long did we just work out the height of that triangle was? 23.58. Do the math. 23.58 times by 25 divided by 2, which is the same as timesing by a half, 294.75. Because it's area, what units are we talking about? Are we talking about centimeters or square centimeters? Or cubic centimeters? Which one? Yeah. That's one of those triangles. How many triangles are there forming the outside of that pyramid? 4. So 4 triangles is going to be 4 times by 294.75. .1179 square centimeters. So we've just done those 4 triangles on the outside. Am I missing something? Is there an aspect of this pyramid that I haven't done just yet? Square. The square on the bottom. So area of the square equals, what's the area of a square? Length times by width. What's special about a square? They're the same. So 25 times 25 equals 625. So what is the surface area of my little pyramid at the top? What numbers would I add together to find the surface area of that?
625.
Yep. 625 plus 1179. 1804 square centimeters. That is just a pyramid, but am I going to have to do that multiple times for my chess piece? I've already done it. I don't need to repeat. Just leave that there. I don't need to keep doing that over and over again, so it's not painful once you've done it once. Next, what kind of shape do we have in the middle, the body of that chest piece? Cylinder. Does it have flat faces or is it curved? It's curved, so what? I need to use the formula. So the formula for that surface area of the cylinder is going to be 2 times by pi times by, what's the radius of that cylinder? Is it given to me or do I just know how far it is across? The radius is, I know the diameter, I need to halve it, so it's going to be 10. 2 pi r, h, how tall is that? I didn't tell you. Let me make that up. Let's say it's 30 centimeters tall. 2 pi r h, 30, plus, fill in that formula. Now we're doing the 2 circles, 2 times by pi times by the radius, which was 10 squared. Use the calculator for that. Use the calculator's version of pi as well. 2 times by pi, 10, because this 20 is the diameter, it's all the way across, the radius is up. Okay? That's fine. That's why we ask these questions. 2 times by pi times by 10 times by 30. So the rectangular part of the cylinder is 1884.96 square centimeters, rounded to 2 decimal points. And then I need to do the 2 circles on the top and the bottom. 2 times by pi times by 10 squared, which is 100. 628.32 square centimeters to 2 decimal points. So the surface area of that cylinder, 1884.96 plus 628.32. Surface area of that cylinder, 2513.28 square centimeters. How many more shapes do we have? One. Surface area of that cylinder is there. Put a rectangle around it so I don't lose track of it. That last one's kind of easy. Does this rectangular prism have curved surfaces to it? No. What could I say about the top and the bottom? What kind of shape is the top and the bottom of the rectangular prism in? Squares. What about the sides? And are they the same all the way around, those rectangles? Your design may not be, I'm pretty sure most of them are, but here, surface area of the rectangular prism is going to be, there's 2 squares, 2 times by the 25 by 25, that's the top and the bottom, plus how many rectangles around the side that are all the same? 4. 4 lots of, what's the area of those rectangles, where they're 15 centimeters tall, how wide, how long are they? 25. 15 times 25. Right. 25 times 25 times 2. The square's 1250 plus 15 times 25 times 4. 1500 plus 1250. So the surface area of the rectangular prism is that. What would I do with those things in rectangles to get your total surface area of your chest piece? What, divide or multiply them or what? If I wanted to total them, I would add them together, okay? So you're literally going to be doing that. That's what my advisement is, what you could do today instead of doing that timeline work, because the timeline says 7B.2, 7D1, 7D2, or I've sent you all photos of the nice drawn version of your chest piece. Could you do this process on your chest piece? Would that serve as practice, finding the surface area and area of different shapes? Yes, that's how it's worked in the last couple of years. I always advocate practice as much as you can, but you're young people, you can decide for yourself. Just don't whinge to me if you stuff up area in the test. You didn't practice as much as you could have. The advantage of this though is that I made a spreadsheet. I've already worked out what your surface area is, you can see here. So if you find it today, I will check with you, and then you can just be like, you know exactly that you're right. The idea is that you can finish the maths of this assignment and not get anything wrong, if you check it. If you don't check it, will you know? I'll mark it and it might be wrong for the final, okay? There's a couple of people I need to talk about. There's missing dimensions and stuff. So what I'd like you to do, please, find the surface area of your chest piece, and then I'll get back to you about what I mean by the unpainted parts. And I'll stop the video. You can